Translations are all about moving a line or a curve around a graph. The graph y equals x squared is a good example to see how this works. Just be aware, sometimes I may use f of x to represent that I do something to x. So for this graph, I square the x. Now let's draw another x squared shaped curve, which tangents the x-axis at 8. What is the equation of this line? We know that the graph translates 8 across on the x-axis. But the first thing we need to do is make x the subject. Because each value of x is increased by 8, we need to add 8 to the root of y. So the new x value is the old one, which is root y, plus 8. Thus, root y plus 8. Now, if we rearrange to make y the subject, we get y equals x minus 8 squared. Let's take the function, so it can be any line, and we move it across the x-axis by a, thus creating a new graph. What is the equation of the new graph? We do exactly the same thing. To make x the subject, we actually get the inverse function of y. The power of minus 1 indicates it means reverse. Then we add on the a, rearrange, thus we get the equation y equals f of x minus a. This is used for translations across the x-axis. This time, we take the x squared graph and move it to the y-axis. So if we go down by 10, each y value needs to be 10 less. So we minus 10. Remember to make sure the y is the subject. So we get f of x plus a. Looking at another x squared graph, what if we need to draw the mirror of it in the x-axis? Note that the x values are the same, but the y values have turned negative. Thus, minus y equals x squared, so y equals minus x squared. Now, if we write this as a function, then it actually becomes x equals minus f of x. Here is one final question for you to try at home. If I translate this x squared graph to the following points, and then I mirror it, what is the equation?